color kids, this is Katie Carty Hiley from RainbowBrite.net. Welcome back to the Rainbow Land Museum, and I'm finally doing one of the merch hauls I've been promising for quite a while now. As you can see, there's not a pile on my bed any longer. Instead, there's like a big pile on my floor, but at least it's not obstructing your view any longer, and it's kind of in piles because it's too much to do in one video, so I'm going to spread it out. This is just going to be a vintage merch video, which I think will be a lot of fun actually, and I've got some other vintage things I want to talk about later, but I'm still doing some investigating before I get really deep into that, because there might be something interesting that I didn't realize before now to talk about. But anyway, two things I need to do before I get into the meat of this video. First, I need to thank my patrons over on Patreon, because I keep forgetting to do this, and I'm so sorry, you guys. You really do mean the world to me, and I'm so thankful for your support. And I'm super sorry that I keep forgetting to shout out your names, because you deserve all the shout outs ever. So I'm just going to do all of you at once, and maybe I'll just put all of you in every video from now on. We'll see. You know my memory, I'll probably forget, but okay, here we go. Shout outs to Jesse Paul Nelson, Luke Bartolo, Cullen Pittman, Kat Riley, and Tree. At least that's what she goes by. I don't know her real name. But thank y'all so much. Mwah! Kisses, loves, hugs, all the things. You're great. Thank you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go over to Patreon. That's patreon.com/RainbowBriteNet, all one word. And it'll tell you about the projects that I'm doing over there and why it needs funding. But yeah, that's my spiel for today. I just wanted to tell you guys how thankful I am for you, because I super am. And then I want to tell you a real quick update about something in my last couple videos that, well, I forgot to say it in my last one, and it has to do with the last couple, so I'm just going to get it out of the way, and then we'll get into some fun stuff. The ornaments from Kmart. Okay, I did get... Okay, remember how I ordered like 5 total and 3 of them ended up being Mario and Luigi's? I did get my replacements. They are not Mario or Luigi. Thankfully they got it right the second time. And I wanted to point out that this Rainbow Brite does have a white stripe at the bottom of her dress. So it was just the other one that had that issue. And her paint application altogether is actually a lot better than the first one that I got. So it's just like last year, some are going to look better than others, so I would recommend you go to your local store if you have one to pick out which ornament you want to grab, if there's multiples to choose from, so you can kind of pick and choose which one looks the best to you. But I at least wanted to point that out, that was just on that one. It's not that all of them are missing the stripe or anything like that. And these Tickled Pinks are stinking adorable. I still don't have any complaints about her whatsoever. She's great. But I had mentioned in my last video that Hallmark had told us both of these ornaments, or at least one of them, at least Rainbow, was going to be at Walmart and Kmart this year. But I'm not so sure that's true, because I've gone to 2 Walmarts now, and yeah, she's just not there. And they're even doing something weird this year, at least in the second one I went to, or the third. I've been to a few. Where, like, the one I went to today, it literally had, like, it was an end cap, and the entire end cap was just figurines, or ornaments, sorry, not in yellow boxes, in red boxes, like the one from last year. There were a few that were, like, white or blue that were, like, Frozen themed, but almost all of them were red boxes. But they were not in any particular order. They were just scattered. Like, it would have the price, because they were all priced exactly the same. So it'd have all these price stickers all along the shelves, but they all just had, like, Christmas ornament or Christmas decoration or something. So it was completely non-specific as to what was supposed to be on that shelf. So there were everything, everywhere, all over the shelves. I couldn't even reach some of the ones on the top shelf, because I'm not that tall, I guess. But I looked through like 90% of them. Like, there was a few I just couldn't reach on the top middle, but there was no rainbow. And I have not seen pictures of anyone else that has found a rainbow in a red box this year. So right now, I'm going to call BS on that. So I don't want to send you guys searching through Walmart if she doesn't actually exist there. So they may have just made a mistake on that. Maybe somebody thought that they were going to be in both, and then they just posted the picture without investigating. I mean, if I'm around another Walmart in the next couple months, I'll probably stop in just because I'm curious, and I don't want to say, no, she's definitely not there when she might be, but right now, I'm doubting it. But if any of you go by your local Walmarts and you see her, please least take a picture, whether you buy it or not. Just take a quick snap and send it to me, because I would be super interested in knowing that she does exist, so that I can tell other people to look for her or not. But so far, I'm just going to say look at Kmart and Kmart.com. And again, she's not on Walmart.com like she was last year. So just more evidence that I don't think that they have Rainbow Brite this year. They just have that knockoff Starlight. So anyway, that's enough ornament talk. Let's get into the vintage 80s Rainbow Brite awesomeness. So, I've got a couple of piles here. Let me just start here. And so, again, I bought some of this stuff like a few months ago, and I've forgotten already exactly where I got them. I think I remember most of them. And most of them are not important. It's just like eBay or Etsy, but you know, there's at least one that has a fun story behind it. So I got some Rainbow Brite Valentines in a never before opened box. I already had a few of these, but the box I had was opened, and I think I did have all of them, or maybe I was missing one. Whatever the case, I wanted one that hadn't been opened. And on Etsy, same seller had both this set of erasers, also in package, and a set of pencils. I think they're just scented. Yeah, strawberry scented Rainbow Brite pencils, all available on Etsy. And these were all for a very reasonable price. The shipping was reasonable. They just shipped them all together. And they must have several, because these have been available in their shop for several months now. I don't know why I kept waiting around. Finally, I'm like, why am I still waiting? Let's just buy these things before they're gone. But they're still there. So maybe they found some in a warehouse, or who knows. But if you want any of these 3 items, I would recommend going to Etsy. I'll try to find a link to that shop. It shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, I think I can find that for you guys and put it in the description of this video. Can't really smell it through the plastic, sadly. And they don't have erasers, which I think is interesting. Although I do remember pencils like this from the 80s. It's just like a rounded tip on the end. Yeah, it's not an eraser. And it says, made in Japan. Well, that's interesting. There are not very many Rainbow Brite items made in Japan. Now I gotta look at the rest of these. Made in Hong Kong. Okay, I think we've seen some dolls from Hong Kong, but even that's not super common. And these are made in USA. Who'da thunk? There are a few items that were made in the USA. Not many. No dolls, for sure. But that's interesting about the Japan with the pencils. Anyway, okay. I'm learning things as you're learning things. That's the fun of this sometimes for me, is just like pulling the thing out and actually giving it a hard look. Because when I get it, oftentimes I'm in the middle of something, or I'm going somewhere and I just don't have time to like look front and back and look really hard, and I'll miss details like that. So when I'm doing videos, I like force myself to look at all the stuff, because at least I think it's interesting. I hope you do too. Oh, and let me show you what I'm wearing real quick. It's not super vintage, but there are some people today that would say it is, because it's from the early 2000s, and there are like adults that were born, okay, maybe not in the 2000s yet, but in like 99, they're turning 18 this year, and that's just weird to me. That's weird. I feel old, but I don't, because I don't let myself. So anyway, it's vintage from the early 2000s, and it's adorable. Oh, let me like stand up so you can see it better. It's one of those Raver Brite designs, so it's got like the little sound wave type thing, and she's wearing a little hat, visor, whatever, and it's sparkly and glittery, and it's amazing. And I think it was one I had not seen before. It was either on Etsy. It was probably on Etsy. That's what I check more often than eBay these days. And I was just like, whoa, that's one I haven't seen, and it's my size, and it's adorable, and mine. So yeah, there's my shirt. Okay, I also got some party invitations, which I had not seen before, which I thought was super cool. Because it's rare these days that I come across things I haven't seen, but again, still happens. At least, multiple times a year. It's still crazy to me that we're not going to talk about how many years it's been since the stuff started coming out. You can do the math, 1984 till now. But yeah, that we're still finding stuff that some of us have never seen. So these are just, look how big they are. They're like greeting card size. And they come with envelopes, although I guess you're supposed to fold them because the envelopes are actually like half size. I wouldn't want to fold this in half. It would lose some of its prettiness. Okay, where were these made? Made in England. Okay. Did I get these from England? I might have. See, that's what I mean. I'll get stuff and then months later, I don't remember where I got it. Again, probably Etsy. Not sure. But if I find out, I'll go back through my Etsy orders after I do this video, and if I find out that yes, these were shipped to me from England, I'll tell you that yes, they are from England. But oh, well, it must be because colorful is spelled with a U. That's interesting. I'm having a party, so I hope you can come. It's sure to be a colorful one. See how colorful spelled. Yep. So okay, these are British party invitations. Maybe it's more common over there to fold them in half, even though they don't look like they should be folded. I don't know. They're adorable. I love the artwork. I will try to scan this at some point for my patrons, because I like to scan stuff for you guys when I get, especially new artwork that I haven't seen before. Yeah. So that's another thing that you can look forward to if you become a patron of rainbowbrite.net. I haven't been scanning stuff super often lately because my scanner is literally piled high with stuff, but that's why I'm doing these videos, so I can unpile it and actually get to it and scan stuff again. But when I scan like things for translations or just new artwork that I've never seen on something before, I upload it for my patrons in high resolution so you can have fun with it. So just another little plug there. Okay, I got this adorable, and the bag that it comes in is not important. I don't believe, well, I know for sure this is not original. It's a perfect size for it. I think this is just a handmade little pouch. It's really cute, but yeah, I'm sure it didn't actually come in this originally. But this is a mirror and comb set. Hold it up the right way. Again, I love the artwork on this. It's adorable. And this is just a cute little comb. And then this, oh yeah, mirror. See? You can see, what are you looking at? Oh, my wall. Yeah. There's Loki. Wait, where'd he go? Did you see where I was hiding today? If not, take another look. Okay, if you know She-Ra, you know what I'm doing right now. Otherwise, you think I'm crazy, and that's okay too. But I love this mirror so much. It's super adorable, and I love that it's the set. Sometimes I just see one or the other being sold by themselves, and it makes me sad because they've lost their partner. But this one is both, yay. And I have this great little pouch to put them in so they won't get separated or lost or whatever. Although when I put them on display, they won't be in the pouch, so whatever. It was a good way to ship it anyway, so they didn't get damaged in shipping. Oh, speaking of making room for displaying things, you can't see it because it's behind my head. I cleared off the shelf of all the stuff that was not Rainbow Brite, except there's like a rainbow. It's just like a wooden rainbow puzzle type thing because it's pretty and I don't have anything else to put there right now. But that was all just rainbow stuff, not Rainbow Brite. And it had a lot of, what are they called? Kinder Egg toys from Germany. Or not just Germany, from Europe. I used to collect them, and I figured I needed that space more for Rainbow Brite than I did for Kinder Egg toys. So there! Tickle Pink has her own shelf up there with her new ornament, her new book with Delight Sprite. And there's that French? Yeah, the French book about Beak sitting up there with these snap bracelets and stuff. So probably some of this that I'm showing you is going to be put there. I think there's also some room downstairs for some of this in my glass cases. But yeah, I had to just make some space because stuff's coming. I can go and say that too. Yeah, I actually meant to say that at the beginning of the episode, but hey, if you stuck through this 14 minutes so far, you get the news. A new Rainbow Brite DVD set is coming out. Like an official one, you guys, in the US. That literally has never happened before. Ever. If you think you have a set that's official, you're wrong. It's actually a bootleg. It can look super official, because I know some of them do. They're not. I promise you, they're bootlegs. There have been releases in other countries all around the world. I have a list of them on my website, rainbowbrite.net, if you want to take a look. I have pictures of all of them, a whole list. But we never got one here. We got one DVD here that came with the 2003, 2004 era figurines, not even like dolls, but like the whatever inch plastic figurines that came with the light up Sprite. There was a DVD in those that included one episode, Star Sprinkled, one of the dumbest episodes. If I had to pick a dumb one, I love them all, clearly, but not Rainbow Brite's shining moment, Star Sprinkled. Anyway, it came with that one episode, but that's it. There's never, ever, ever been a release of all 13 episodes. This is it. This is finally happening. I'm so excited. And I know a lot of you are too, because like me, you've been hoping and wishing and asking for that for years and years and years, and it's happening. I don't have details on it yet because it is not in my hands yet. It's not even in stores yet. They announced it like a day or two. No, I guess this was just yesterday. But yeah, it's not actually anywhere yet, and their site says it's out of stock even though it never actually was on sale. So don't worry, when it says out of stock, it doesn't mean it's actually out of stock. It just has not gone up for sale at all yet. So patience, my children, patience, my color kids. We'll get our hands on them, I'm sure. I swear. And I cannot wait to do a review of those. Anyway, where did that even come from? Making room for new stuff, because I know new stuff is coming. And if we're getting DVDs, we're probably getting more at some point. I don't know when, or I don't know what, but gotta make room either way. So, next item. This is really cool. I don't know if you guys, well, you probably do. You know that I collect things from other countries. One of the things that I collect from other countries are VHS, well, not just VHS, PAL, Beta, all the different types of old school tapes. And this is from Finland. Okay, so this is Swedish. Wait, is it Swedish or Finnish? Oh no. I should have looked that up. Because my friend who gave this to me is going to be mad if I get it wrong. I'll look that up and put that in the notes too. I think it's Swedish and not Finnish. I can't just look at it and tell the difference. I'm sorry. And it doesn't say where it was made, or if it does, I can't read it. Yeah, sorry. I'll try to figure that out. But either way, this is Rainbow Brite and the Star Stealer from one of the Norwegian... Is that the right word? From one of those countries. It's either Sweden or Finland. It was shipped to me from Finland. The person who got it for me lives in Finland. He's one of my friends from the He-Man fandom, actually. His name's Pateri, and he is hilarious. Just to show you this, okay, I'm not gonna, if I can find the video, it was on Facebook, so probably not. But anyway, he made a video where he pretended to burn this in like a pile out in his backyard because he said he was going to like destroy all the copies so that I could never have one, because I've been trying to get a copy from one of those countries for years and haven't been able to do it until now. Anyway, he has a sick sense of humor, but also funny, because he did actually send it to me, and he did not destroy it or burn it or anything of the sort. The sad thing about this, I was hoping that the audio would actually be in Swedish or Finnish, something other than English. It's not. It has subtitles. I'm sorry. Again, I've forgotten if they're Swedish or Finnish. I think they're Swedish. I will put that in the description once I remember or figure it out. But yeah, I was really hoping it would be in that language, because then possibly I could post it on YouTube without them freaking out and taking it down for copyright. But since it is in English, they would freak out and take it down because of copyright. So, I don't know. And I do have a VCR somewhere that I can like transfer digitally into a digital format. So I may at least be able to post sections of it. I don't know if you would care just for the subtitles. I don't know if I care enough to do it just for subtitles. We'll see. If there's any like particular section you want to see in that language, I guess let me know and I'll put it. It's gonna go down on my list. It's not at the top of my list. I'm sorry, but one day I might do something like that. But for now, it's going in the museum, and I'm super happy. Thank you for not actually burning it, Terry. I would have killed you if you had. No, I'm kidding. I love him. Okay, I got a couple other foreign books. Actually, not just a couple. But only two of them are books, and two are something completely different that I was not expecting to ever see ever. So, okay. First, are these both? No, this one's French. What is this one? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm really bad at... No, they are both. Yes. Okay, I think I figured it out. They're both French. I knew this one was. This is the French version of Happy Birthday, Buddy Blue, which I've been trying to get a hold of for years, and just, it's very rare that these things come up for sale. I'm pretty sure I got both of these on Instagram. That's where I get a lot of my foreign stuff these days. And this is, what, Starlight, what's it called? I'm looking on the back as if it's gonna be in English. Starlight Saves the Day? Yeah, I think that's the the translations are never quite exact on the titles from the foreign countries, but yeah. I'll put a little note here as to which book this is the French version of. I think it's Starlight Saves the Day. But anyway, again, there's nothing else different about the books other than they're in French. You know, all of the illustrations and everything are the same. But sometimes they use different paper, so sometimes the quality is better or worse or just interesting. I don't know. I find them interesting to look through. I think this one... I don't know. I could swear there was something one time that when I translated it, it actually said like Rainbow Brite and her boyfriend Buddy Blue. I can't remember if it was this or if it was something else. Whatever. Sometime somewhere something translated to that. I don't think that's what they actually meant, but that was the literal translation. And I thought it was funny. Okay. Sorry. This is getting long as it usually does, but I swear, nope, it's not the last thing. Crap. Okay. I'll try to make this quick. These, oh, see, now I'm going to forget what language these are. Italian. Yes? It's Iridella, so it must be Italian. Okay. So, okay. I went to a He-Man convention not that long ago, and a friend of mine was doing work, trying to find the old, okay. Trying to make a long story short here, and it's not easy. Back in the 80s, there was a newspaper strip for He-Man. Like an actual, like, black and white and probably color on Sundays newspaper, like, comic strip for He-Man. And I did not know this. I do not remember reading these as a kid, but they existed. And not only in America, they were also in other countries. So Dark Horse Comics made a book recently that had almost all of them in it. And it wasn't Dark Horse that did the legwork to find them. It was a bunch of He-Man fans. And they were, paid and credited for their work. But yeah, they literally scoured like microfiche at the library to find these old things. The links they went to amazed me. But one of my good friends who worked on that book, Danielle, she, in her searches, came across these Italian, I guess you could call them comic books, I'll open one up in a second, that have Rainbow Brite comics in them. Okay, so you know about the German ones, and those are the ones we've mostly been translating over on Patreon. There are also Italian ones. I had seen pictures of a couple of these online before because it's not always Rainbow Brite on the front. Whatever this magazine is, it would have different, I'm trying to see if this has like a, okay, so number 182 and 160. But I've also seen ones that have Poochie. I don't know if you remember that cartoon or doll, or I guess it was also a cartoon. It was a dog. It was like pink and white. Poochie. Anyway, I've seen Poochie magazines that inside had like a 1 or 2 page Rainbow Brite comic story in it. But I was like, well, how am I ever going to find those? Because they're Poochie. And how would I know which ones had Rainbow Brite in them and which ones didn't? But these have Rainbow Brite on the cover. So clearly there's some Rainbow Brite in here. And again, it's not the entire thing. Maybe I can even see some Poochie in here and show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, not so far. I don't even recognize most of these characters, honestly. So some of these were probably only characters that people in Italy would know. Oh, there's some He-Man. Awesome. Well, just to show you. Ah! Pages are falling out. These things are old. So yeah, there's some. So that's what she was getting this for, I'm sure, was for the He-Man comics. But once she was done with them, here we go. Here's some Rainbow Brite. Yeah, this is actually several pages long. Here we go. There's a preview. One of the Rainbow Brite comics. Love it so much. Oh my goodness. You guys, Oh, there's Poochie. I told you she was a pink and white dog. There's Poochie, so you know what she looks like. So anyway, I guess PIU is the name of these comics or magazines or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, because here's like letters to PIU. That's the thing that fell out. So I don't know what PIU stands for. But anyway, I now have 2 of them that have Rainbow Brite comic stories in them. So those will be getting scanned and translated for Patreon as soon as possible. I'll put those back up there if I say keeping. And that was just one of those things like I was not expecting ever to actually own, much less like even see in person. And she's just like, oh, I have a present for you, and pulls this out, and it's like, what? Oh my god! Pretty much like that. She's great. So, okay, real quick, one more thing, and I will try to make it quick. I got a second Buddy Blue doll because, I'm sorry I don't remember who. If you are watching, please comment below and say, hey, that was me. Somebody messaged me somewhere asking about Buddy Blue dolls because some look different than others. And I had kind of noticed that before, but I had never thought too hard about it, which is weird for me because you guys know how much I love variants. You would think I would have been like, well, why is he different? Where did he come from? Etc., etc. But I did it for whatever reason. So here's the Buddy Blue I've had forever. And here's the new one that I just got. And as you can see, there's some pretty obvious differences. One is just his colors are more saturated, and I meant to look at the one I have in the box. Darn it, I have one downstairs in the box. I can't go get it right now. But I think it looked more like this one, because so it's not just that it's faded from the sun, his colors actually I think just are lighter. If I'm wrong, I'll make a note somewhere. But I think most of them look like this. This guy, and also, check out their, like, wristbands, I guess you could call them. This one has a blue stripe in the middle. This one does not, it's just silver. Same thing on their belt. This one is just silver. This one has the blue stripe in the middle, which is super cool. And he's just, yeah, he's more saturated. He's more, like, aqua colored, which I love, because that's my favorite color. This one, sadly, is missing the star on his headband, but that's okay. He's beautiful and I love him. Okay, so, and they're both made in Taiwan, so it's not where they were produced, but as you can see from the tag that I'll try to pull out a little bit of here, this guy came from Canada. He has one of those super long tags that goes along with the little tag. I don't want to mess up his shorts. Okay, so there's like the little tag over here, that's what all the dolls have, and then here's the super long one. All of the Canadian dolls have that, even the hand sprites, which looks ridiculous on a hand sprite. The tag is like as big as the sprite. So, it may just be that the ones made for Canada and possibly even for France, because, you know, the dolls from French-speaking countries would have the characters' names in French. So it could just be, I'm trying to be gentle and not, like, tear his clothing. Ah! They're so old at this point, guys. I start getting worried that I'm going to harm them by touching anything. Okay, he looks great. So anyway, it could just be the ones for French-speaking countries were made this way. I don't know. So I want you to look at your Buddy Blue doll, and if he looks like this one or like that one, either one, let me know if it has a weird, or not weird, but just the long, big Canadian tag or not. So we can kind of narrow down if it's a Canadian thing or a French thing, or it might not be that at all. It may just be a variant for no particular rhyme or reason. That happens sometimes. But for right now, my working theory is that the Canadian ones are the ones that have the extra blue stripes in their outfits and are this slightly darker color. So, oh, and I have one more thing. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, you guys. Really quick, because some people were super interested in what this is. This is a ceramic Rainbow Brite air freshener. She came from Australia, but I'm not certain that she was only sold in Australia. I don't think so, because I've seen pictures of this before. But again, I don't know for sure. So it's gonna be one of those mysteries until we find out for certain. And again, I'm not sure if she came painted or if she was painted after the fact. Although I would tend to think she came painted, because it's really well done. Like, if you actually look at her cheeks and her eyes, she's got like that blush going on. So I think it's more detailed than a random person painting a ceramic item would be. And it's all nice and shiny, so yeah. But it's got a stopper in the bottom, and it's got holes in the back right here, and also a hole on her head. The seller thought she was a salt shaker, but I've actually seen this before in a strawberry shortcake one that I at least used to have. I don't know what happened to that thing. It's actually an air freshener. You get those like tiny incense cones, and you just unplug the stopper, put them up in there, and then it just lets scent out the holes. So I don't even know if, I guess they still sell those incense cones. I haven't looked for them in a really long time. But I'm sure they make other things you could put up in there if you really wanted to use her as an air freshener. I just think she's stinking adorable, and I'm so glad to have her. So now that this is super long, and I apologize, I will move on. But I promise I will do more videos soon. There's at least 2 I've got to do for the rest of this stuff. And then maybe by then I'll also have something new to review for you guys as well. Because La La Orange is coming out soon, the itty bitty, November 1st. I'm reminding you again. And then the DVD is coming out soon. Don't know when exactly. But that's it for now. I hope this has been as fun for you as it has been for me, because I've been having a blast. Until next time, have a rainbow day. Bye.